In this video, I'm going to share with you the true cost of owning a car and why it is the main reason from keeping you from becoming a millionaire. If you own a car and you would like to improve your financial situation, then pay special attention to this story. First, let me introduce to you the two friends, Mark and Tony. They are 50 years of age and have known each other since kindergarten. Today, both have a very similar lifestyle. The family income is identical. They live in the same area, play tennis together at the local club, are married with 2 kids each, and spend their family holidays on a comparable budget. There is no remarkable difference on their spending. Their accounts, however, could not be more different. Mark has no money saved. He and his family are living paycheck to paycheck. Tony has over $1 million in his account and thinks about retiring very soon. How can this be? There was no windfall from the lottery or a heritage for Tony either. He simply never bought a car. Instead, he's using his bicycle for most of his journeys. Tony is 1 million ahead of Mark because he understands the 5 major cost items that come with car ownership. Can you guess how much the average person spends on their car per year? Make a quick guess and remember the number so we can compare it later. The dataset you are going to see is based on a study published by the International Society for Ecological Economics. I will share the link in the description below for your reference. The car model Mark owns is based on this study, which is a Volkswagen Golf 1.0 TSI. The annual distance in this example is 15,000 km. The first and most obvious item is operating cost. Some examples are fuel, engine oil, and car wash. The costs add up to $1,413 per year. Then there are the fixed costs. These are less obvious as they are often not paid on a monthly basis. Biggest in this category are taxes and insurance. The total is $992 per year. The cost for maintenance, including small repairs, inspection, oil change, and tire replacement, is $824. The biggest single item, which often is not considered, is the depreciation, or in other words, the loss in value over time. Take the price you pay for your car and deduct the price you sell it for. Then divide the result by the years you own it. The average depreciation from the study is $3,108 per year. This is based on the model below, bought as second-hand car with 5 years of operation already. And then there are some smaller items, for example, residential parking. These come at a price tag of $765 per year. The total cost of a car per year adds up to $7,102. Or, another way to think about it, 47 cents per kilometer. How much did you estimate? More or less than that? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Do you think we considered everything yet? What if I told you that the 5 items adding up to more than $7,000 were only the tip of the iceberg? Let's see which cost items were not considered yet. For example, major repairs, toll fees, tickets for traffic violation, poor health caused by driving, uncompensated crash damages, and potential injuries. Also, often not taken into consideration are the costs to maintain the traffic infrastructure. In general, this is paid for by the government. Since the main source of income for any government are your tax payments, you pay for this indirectly as well. Tony achieved his $1 million by focusing only what is on the tip of the iceberg, as it is easy to quantify. In other words, he puts aside $7,102 per year. You might have done a simple calculation dividing 1 million by 7,102 and came to the conclusion that it would take 141 years. This is mathematically correct, but there is one very important piece missing. Let's look into that step by step. When they turned 18 and got their driver's license, Mark bought his first car and Tony continued using his bicycle, public transportation, or borrowed a car when needed. He put the same money that Mark spent aside. In the first year, Mark spent $7,102 and Tony put the same amount in his saving account. After 10 years, Tony had more than $71,000. After 20 years, double that amount. And on his 50th birthday, after 32 years of saving, he put aside more than $227,000. This is exactly the money that Mark spent during these 32 years owning a car. Now comes the interesting part. Tony invested his money in a very basic ETF saving plan. With a split of 60% global and 40% emerging markets, he could achieve 8.35% annual return over the last 32 years. See what happened to his money. After 10 years, his account value grew above $100,000 already. 10 years later, the compound interest shows its power. The account was above $340,000. And after 32 years, the $1 million mark has been achieved. Remember, he always had the same lifestyle as Mark. The only difference between them is the car ownership. If Tony would stop investing the yearly amount of $7,102 at this point, his account would reach more than $4.3 million at the age of 70, while Mark would still keep on spending for his car year by year. To be realistic, not everyone can survive with a bicycle only. Jane, which is Mark's sister, has a different approach. She always reminds him to save money for his retirement and leads by example. She has no car, but needs to commute to work every day and therefore gets an annual pass for public transportation. This sets her back $2,190 each year. She still saves $4,912 more than Mark by not having a car and also invests in a global diversified ETF as Tony does. This still brings her account to a sum of more than $700,000 after the same 32 years. One more important thought to keep in mind when commuting by car compared to public transportation. Mark spends 300 hours per year driving in his car. Jane takes around 400 hours per year for the same distance using public transportation only. In other words, Jane spends 100 hours more than Mark each year on commuting. Who is better off in this case? Let me add some more perspective here. While Mark is using all of his time to focus on the traffic only, Jane spends these 400 hours reading and watching YouTube videos of the German engineer to improve her finances even more. To spend more time with his grandkids, to play more tennis, and also to enjoy more holidays with his family, Tony is considering his retirement at the age of 50. Mark has to work for another 15 years and is still living paycheck to paycheck. Owning a car often is a very individual choice of convenience. But the impact on your possible journey to $1 million is worth a consideration. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you will not miss out on any update. This video was presented to you by The German Engineer, your channel for money, saving, efficiency and growth.